Leonardo DiCaprio rents yachts, usually $300,000 a week. He drinks champagne on the deck, parties with models, and sails the Mediterranean like a king until the invoice shows up. But billionaires don't rent, they conquer. Sheikh Khalifa built Azam, a 600-foot mega yacht with missile defense, helipads, and a top-secret interior. It cost over $600 million, and he didn't borrow it for the summer. Billionaires don't just own Lambos or Ferraris as their luxurious toys. They have cars that can go underwater and even fly. This is millionaire toys versus billionaire toys. And by the time you see what billionaires really play with, you'll realize millionaires don't look as rich anymore. Take Kylie Jenner, once crowned the world's youngest billionaire by Forbes, until that title was revoked in 2020. Her $72 million private jet is coated in baby pink, customized with mood lighting, plush interiors, and her daughter's name stitched into the seats. It skips TSA, it makes headlines, it screams luxury, but it's still a millionaire's toy. Saudi royalty doesn't skip lines, they dominate the entire sky. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal's aircraft isn't a jet, it's an Airbus A380, the largest passenger plane on Earth, converted into a $500 million flying palace. Spiral staircase, rotating prayer room, grand piano lounge, gold fixtures, a two-car garage in the sky. And he's not alone. Jeff Bezos dropped $65 million on a Gulfstream G650ER, a long-range jet so powerful it can fly 7,500 nautical miles without refueling. That's New York to Hong Kong in a single shot. Inside the G650ER, oversized showers, a full dining room, climate zones tuned to different parts of your body. If he wants to host a 14-person meeting mid-air at 45,000 feet, done. And Bezos reportedly uses it for both business and vacation getaways with his fiancée Lauren Sanchez. Even the dog flies first class. Critics have slammed his frequent private travel, but billionaires don't answer to public outrage. They just fly above it. Drake's jet looks massive, but it came free. While Kylie and Bezos bought their aircraft, Drake was given his, a $185 million customized Boeing 767, by Cargojet as a brand deal. Photos show leather-clad interiors, custom carpet with his OVO logo, full-sized sofas, and enough space to haul a 30-person entourage without ever feeling crowded. What used to be cargo space is now a mobile palace. Flying flex, branding machine, and hangout zone all in one. Still, even that doesn't touch Al-Walid, because Drake's jet was a gift. Al-Walid's was a kingdom. This isn't first class. It's not even elite private. It's stratospheric power. Millionaires escape airports. Billionaires erase the concept of travel entirely, because when you're rich enough, the sky doesn't just open for you. It becomes your stage. Millionaires charters yachts. Billionaires command, acquire, weaponize, armor, leverage, deploy naval weapons. Leonardo DiCaprio, for example, doesn't own mega yachts. He chartered Topaz, now called A+, the 482-foot Lursen superyacht owned by billionaire Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan during the 2014 World Cup, reportedly for around $3.75 million a week. Leo threw a few high-profile parties on board, with Jamie Foxx and Orlando Bloom, before the yacht sailed away. That same week, Topaz was anchored in Port of Lake Soins and Marmaris, restocking fuel and supplies, with his family and crew on board. It was a spectacular, but for Leo, the Topaz was a single-use charter, a rented extravagance. But Sheikh Mansour? He built it. Topaz was delivered in 2012 for around $650 million. 8 decks, pools, cinema, a submarine garage, twin helipads, space for 79 crew and 52 guests. He didn't just rent parties, he owns the yacht outright, often travels between palaces across the Mediterranean, uses it for family gatherings, diplomatic hospitality, and private retreats. Topaz isn't a showpiece, it's a personal naval asset in his fleet. Tom Brady, worth roughly $300 million, also stepped up his yacht game, upgrading from a Wager 55S to a 77-foot Wager 77 valued around $6 million. Spotted cruising off Miami in 2023 with family and friends. Then Abramovich pulls up. and the millionaire boats look like dinghies. His yacht, Eclipse, cost over $600 million. It has 2 helipads, multiple swimming pools, a mini submarine that dives 150 feet, and a missile defense system. Yes, an anti-missile system. The yacht is nearly 540 feet long, requires a crew of 70, and has its own private security team. But that's not even the biggest. The late Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan of the UAE commissioned Azam, the longest private yacht in the world at 590 feet. It reportedly cost $600 million and was built in total secrecy. Capable of reaching 30 knots, it's a speed monster disguised as a floating city. While its interior details are mostly classified, rumors include a massive salon, luxury suites, and onboard missile detection. Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov owns Dilbar, another absurd flex. It holds the largest indoor swimming pool ever installed on a yacht, with over 180 cubic meters of water. And then there's History Supreme, a mythical $4.8 billion yacht allegedly commissioned by a Malaysian billionaire. It's said to be coated in 100,000 kilograms of gold and platinum, with a master suite that includes meteorite rock and a wall made from T-Rex bone. Even if the story's exaggerated, the fact that people believe it tells you everything. These yachts aren't transportation. They're mobile kingdoms. While millionaires host boat parties, billionaires use yachts as command centers, diplomatic zones, or floating fortresses. They negotiate oil deals in the dining room, launch helicopters from the sun deck, run black tie galas while coasting through international waters. And they're expensive to keep. Maintenance on yachts like Eclipse or Azam can top $50 million per year. Docking fees alone run into the hundreds of thousands. Most employ full-time chefs, captains, engineers, and hospitality staff, often 50 to 100 people on payroll, even when the owner isn't on board. A millionaire's yacht says, "I'm rich." A billionaire's yacht says, "You don't get to know how rich." Because at this level, the ocean isn't a vacation spot. It's private territory. And the flag on the stern, that's not for decoration, that's jurisdiction. Millionaires rev engines. Billionaires rewrite the blueprints. Kylie Jenner owns a Lamborghini Aventador, a Rolls-Royce Wraith, and a fully customized matte black Lambo Urus, outfitted with butterfly doors, pink accents, and carbon fiber curves. Travis Scott has a Ferrari SF90 Stradale, a brown LaFerrari, and a bulletproof G-Wagon modified by Brabus. Now take the Bugatti La Voiture Noire, sold for $19 million. Only one exists. It's pure black carbon fiber, hand-built, and styled like something Batman would drive if he had generational wealth and a midlife crisis. The identity of the buyer was kept secret for years, though many speculated it was Cristiano Ronaldo or a Middle Eastern royal. Then there's the Rolls-Royce Boat Tail. A custom-built convertible inspired by luxury yachts, it costs over $28 million. It includes a rear deck that opens like butterfly wings to reveal a hosting suite. Fold-out stools, a parasol, crystal glasses, and a refrigerator perfectly sized for vintage Armand de Brignac champagne. The first confirmed owners? Jay-Z and Beyoncé. And no one hoards cars like Sultan Hassan Al Bolkiah of Brunei. His collection reportedly includes over 7,000 vehicles, worth an estimated $5 billion. That includes 600 Rolls-Royces, hundreds of Ferraris, and custom-built models no one else has ever seen. Entire warehouses are filled with rare and one-of-one vehicles, many of which haven't been driven in decades. He doesn't need to show off. He owns the entire concept of luxury driving. Let's go even deeper. Sultan Hassan Al Bolkiah of Brunei owns over 7,000 cars, including 600 Rolls-Royces, stored in a vast network of climate-controlled garages, so large they function more like automotive museums. Security takes it even further. When you're rich enough to be targeted, your daily driver isn't a car, it's a mobile bunker. Russian oligarchs are known to roll in bulletproof Mercedes Maybachs, with explosion-resistant plating, oxygen systems, and even electric shock door handles. While Kylie's Lambo has butterfly doors, Elon Musk once bought James Bond's underwater Lotus from The Spy Who Loved Me for nearly $1 million. then claimed he was going to convert it into a real electric submersible. He also backed Aleph Aeronautics Model A, a real FAA-approved flying car that looks like a futuristic cage on wheels and can lift off vertically. It's priced around $300,000 and slated to hit roads and skies by 2026. Meanwhile, millionaires park in valet lots. Billionaires build underground fortresses disguised as garages, panic rooms, biometric locks. If a millionaire's car gets scratched, they sue. If a billionaire's convoy is delayed, governments get calls. At this level, the car isn't transportation. It's a moving monument to dominance. The road bends for them. Traffic doesn't apply, laws don't stick, and while a millionaire might rev the engine for attention, the billionaire? He's already gone. Millionaires buy mansions. Billionaires redraw skylines. Kevin Hart owns a $7 million mansion in Calabasas, outfitted with smart glass walls, an infinity pool, a 10-car garage, and a home theater. Joe Rogan dropped $14.4 million on a lakefront estate in Austin after moving to Texas, secluded, tech-optimized, and lined with custom gym space and recording rooms. Kevin Hart's and Joe Rogan's mansions are impressive, but they're still not quite billionaire real estate. Mukesh Ambani, one of the richest men alive, built Antilia, a vertical mega mansion in Mumbai worth over $2 billion. It's a 27-story skyscraper with a snow room that creates artificial blizzards in the middle of India's heat. A 50-seat cinema, multiple helipads, a ballroom with chandeliers so massive the floor had to be reinforced with steel. Compare that to a regular 10,000 square foot mansion, and it's not even close. Antilia has over 400,000 square feet. That's not a home, it's a statement. Then there's Bill Gates' Xanadu 2.0, his $127 million lakeside estate in Washington. The whole house is wired with sensor-triggered environments that adjust temperature and lighting to your preferences. Touch a screen, and any wall becomes a digital painting. One room contains the Codex Leicester by Leonardo da Vinci, bought for $30 million just to put on a shelf. And Larry Ellison, co-founder of Oracle, went even further. His real estate empire includes multiple Japanese-style mansions, a dozen Malibu homes, and nearly 98% of the Hawaiian island of Lanai. He owns the land, the utilities, the Four Seasons resorts, even the grocery stores. For Ellison, real estate isn't luxury, it's infrastructure. At the other end of the spectrum is Elon Musk. He famously sold his homes and claimed to live in a $50,000 prefab box near SpaceX. It was marketed as minimalist genius. But behind the headlines, Musk still controls hundreds of millions in real estate through trusts and corporate shells. And let's not forget the shadow market. Ken Griffin, founder of Citadel, quietly purchased a $238 million Manhattan penthouse using a shell company, still the most expensive home ever sold in the US in London. A 2022 BBC investigation found over 87,000 properties owned by anonymous shell companies, many linked to Russian oligarchs hiding assets in tax havens. On NYC's Billionaires Row, luxury units were exposed as being bought and sold under Delaware LLCs, flipped between offshore entities to avoid scrutiny. These aren't just homes, they're hiding places. Millionaires want dream homes. A billionaire needs a safe house, tax shield, and fortress, sometimes all in one. Because at this level, real estate isn't a place to live. It's a place to hide, to control, to launch from. And while millionaires build homes to be seen, billionaires build so deep, you'll never know they were there. Millionaires rent the party. Billionaires create the event. Paris Hilton spent years throwing DJ-fueled parties in Ibiza, renting out hillside villas and hosting champagne-soaked nights with celebrity guests and press everywhere. Lindsay Lohan was spotted sailing, partying, and hosting influencer-heavy events across Ibiza, often staying in luxury rentals and showing up in tabloid coverage for her yacht escapes. Dan Bilzerian, known for flying in influencers and renting cliffside villas for wild blowouts across the Mediterranean. They're flashy, loud, designed to be seen. Then you hear about the wedding where Beyoncé was the entertainment. A wealthy Indian family reportedly paid her $6 million to perform at their daughter's wedding. That wasn't the headline. That was the opener. The event spanned 7 days, crossed multiple cities, and included guests like Hillary Clinton and A-list Bollywood royalty. Billionaire weddings aren't ceremonies, they're global logistics operations. And when they're not getting married, they're renting castles, Château de Vaux-le-Vicomte in France, private palazzos on Lake Como. Billionaires don't book the ballroom, they buy the entire property. Full staff, drone surveillance, custom light shows, helicopter access. Some even purchase the location outright, just to avoid rebooking next year. Want something more exclusive? Try space. Jeff Bezos launched himself on a Blue Origin rocket, funded by himself, crewed by his brother, and live-streamed to the planet. Not to be outdone, Richard Branson rode Virgin Galactic into orbit days earlier, because apparently, billionaire space travel is now a flex-off. Billionaires don't take trips. They break altitude records. Even their earthbound retreats are absurd. Google Camp in Sicily brings together tech billionaires for climate panels, yacht racing, and after-hours concerts by Elton John. Attendees include Bezos, Brin, and DiCaprio, sipping espresso while casually steering the future of AI and global economics. And then there are the things we don't see. Private islands with NDA-only guest lists, charter flights with no destination, hand-picked models flown in under fake brand campaigns. When billionaires party in private, it's not a party. It's a non-disclosure agreement with fireworks. Millionaires flex with bottle service. Billionaires own the vineyard. They don't just buy the party, they buy the system that supplies it. Because at this level, celebration isn't about joy. It's about dominance, curated leisure, and escaping the public eye entirely. Millionaires buy gadgets. Billionaires build realities. Joe Rogan shoots arrows at his Tesla Cybertruck and records in a tech-stacked podcast studio with full VR gear and AI lighting. Tony Hawk also enjoys his Cybertruck in unique ways. There's even a video of him grinding down it. Will Smith built a $3.8 million smart motorhome with a VR gaming den, touchscreen walls, and a fridge that literally talks back. Fancy? Definitely. But most of it still ships from Amazon. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, co-founders of Google, didn't want to skip traffic. They wanted to erase it. So they funded Kitty Hawk, a vertical takeoff personal aircraft. It's a literal flying car. Never mass-produced. Built just for them. Jeff Bezos poured billions into Blue Origin. He didn't just want to ride rockets, he wanted to own the launch pad. It's not science. It's not tourism, it's power projection fueled by disposable capital. Mark Zuckerberg built a high-security compound in Hawaii with biometric locks, underground bunkers, and a private AI assistant, custom-coded to run everything from lights to doors to media. This wasn't a tech demo, it was Jarvis, 5 years before the average smart home existed. Peter Thiel backed seasteading, floating city platforms outside government control. Why buy a mansion when you can prototype your own country? Meanwhile, their homes look like intelligence agencies. Billionaire security setups include facial recognition systems, heat sensor body scans, and anti-drone domes. Many of them run AI surveillance tracking guests, staff, and deliveries before they even reach the gate. Some deploy EMP countermeasures to jam outside signals. Others hire ethical hackers to simulate cyber attacks, just to test their own walls. Millionaires want the newest. Billionaires want the only. Because for them, luxury isn't just about having more, it's about redefining the rules the rest of us still live under. Millionaires want attention. Billionaires want invisibility. A millionaire buys the flashiest thing on the shelf. A billionaire builds the shelf. They don't just own property. They own zoning boards. They fund the AI. Some may say that they don't follow laws. They just pay to rewrite them. A millionaire buys a jet to skip TSA. A billionaire builds a jet that can dodge radar. A millionaire hosts a party. A billionaire funds the entire global liquor supply chain. A millionaire hires a chef. A billionaire owns the food lab designing synthetic flavors for the next generation. Their yachts, fortresses, their homes, bunkers, their tech, prototypes the public won't get to see for who knows how long. Every dollar they spend pushes them further into a world the rest of us can't access. Not because it's secret, because it's structurally unreachable. That's the real divide, not money, access. Because at this level, luxury isn't just about having more, it's about living beyond consequence. No security line, no audit trail, no rules that can't be bought, bypassed, or broken. You don't see them. They see everything. So the next time you envy someone's car, their house, their vacation, understand this. If you can see it, it's still for you. Because the ultimate toy isn't a jet or a yacht or a bunker. It's the freedom to vanish and the power to shape what the world sees in your place. Subscribe and stay tuned, because this is just the surface. And below it, things could get darker. Or who knows? At the end of the day, realities are based on your beliefs. See you on the next video.